guys, Christina Ricci. If you want more pars and better ball striking, let me help you maintain your trail hand wrist hinge and elbow bend deeper into the downswing. A lot of players lose them early, all right? Trail hand wrist hinge. Usually when you lose your trail hand wrist hinge, you're gonna lose your trail arm bend too. They kind of work as pals. All right, so we want to maintain both deeper into the downswing so you have a more pro-like golf swing for that awesome ball striking. All right, and what we're going to use to help us is an amazing training aid that I really like. All right, so here we have the Precision Impact. This is a really cool training aid. All right, so this is what you're going to use to help maintain your trail hand wrist hinge. Now, ideally, you want to maintain both your trail arm bend and wrist hinge. All right, this one's going to help you maintain your trail hand wrist hinge, and then I'll give you cues to help with the elbow. All right, so this is really easy to use. It took me a minute to get used to it. All right, so it's got the straps here. All right, just to make it easy, just to loosely secure it. Loosely secure it like that. And then slide your hand through. And slide your hand through, and the key is you want to get your index and middle finger through these little hoops here, and you want to get them way down to the base of your finger. So really pull it down as far as they'll go, okay? And then you're just going to put your arm by your side, and you're going to make sure that this is not on top of your forearm. You want it more to the side. All right, so you're just going to kind of twist it to the side like that. All right, and then tighten it. All right, and then tighten it. All right, and then again, once you tighten it, shift it over. All right, it needs to be favoring the side. All right, not vertical on your forearm. All right, so favoring this way. All right, and then make sure that you release it, and then you can hear it. All right, super cool. Now I'm going to give you a couple tips to use this. When you first put it on, it's going to feel really weird. All right, this is a really cool training aid. All right, so I'm just going to give you some tips. All right, just make sure you release it each time and then kind of shift it over, make it part of your routine. All right, now we're going to go ahead and create wrist hinge during the backswing. All right, then release it. Do it again. So as you take the club back with your chest, you're gonna create some wrist hinge. All right, now then you're gonna maintain this on the downswing. All right, that's one way to do it. All right, load your wrist during your takeaway. That's what I do. All right, then I can just focus on rotation on the downswing. All right, I don't want to have to think about loading the club on the downswing. Now, some players, a lot of players like to load the club on the downswing. So you'll do your takeaway, and then on the downswing you'll load it. All right, that's an awesome way too. Everyone's different, so I want you to do both of these, exactly what I'm doing now, and each time reset it, twist it over. All right, and see which one you like best. And then obviously you'll hit balls and determine which one you like best, but this is the best way to start. Do you want to load your wrists during the takeaway or on the downswing? When you load the club on the downswing with your trail hand wrist hinge, that helps to get the arm structure in front. All right, what you have to keep doing, and where players go off, all right, they'll get here and then they'll stop rotating the torso and they'll just throw the arms down. All right, and they'll have this kind of action with the shoulders back here. So you've got to keep rotating so everything is working together. You see I'm super connected here, as I come down into the impact zone, everything's kind of rotating together. When players go off, as they throw their arms down at it, and they completely stop rotating the chest. All right, when you completely stop rotating the chest, you're going to lose all your angles. You're going to scoop it, top it, chunk it. So if you want to maintain your trail hand, wrist hinge, and elbow bend deep into the downswing, you have to keep rotating. All right, keep rotating the chest. All right, so you're the target. As you come down, keep rotating the chest. Where players go off, as they come down and they throw the arms at it like this. They hang back. All right, they throw their arms at it and they don't move the chest. So everything's kind of working together. This is important. Everything's working together. We're not separating, leaving the chest in the dust. Keep the chest rotating. All right, then you'll be able to maintain your angles deeper into the downswing. All right, just make sure you release the club too, because if you don't, and the club face is wide open, you could hosel rocket it. All right, so always shift it over, make sure it's reset. And you could literally, if you're just with your pals, you could play with it during a round and see how it helps your game. It's actually not a bad idea. You know, obviously, only with your pals. You don't want to do it, you can't do it in a tournament, it's illegal. All right, everything is connected. Once you get into the strike zone, your arms are connected to your chest and you're rotating your chest all the way through. Where players go off, as they don't, they stop rotating. And they just use the arms like this. All right, and that's why you lose your angles, because you stop rotating this. All right, and or you lost your posture, you stood up. All right, so you gotta maintain your forward bend and keep rotating. Keep rotating. All right, and if this is new for you, I highly recommend you strike tees. All right, take a tee and learn the movement without hitting a ball. All right, I do this all the time with my campers because it signals to your brain that you're hitting something, so it'll make a real swing. If you just do air, it's not going to have the same effect because you're training a new movement pattern. This is important. All right, this is the best way to train. If you really want this, and right now you have this, all right, you're going to have to practice. I'm not going to lie to you. All right, because this is going to be a completely opposite thing of what you do now. All right, so you're going to go to the top of your swing, bang, and now you're going to rotate the chest. All right, you're not doing anything with your trail hand, wrist hinge, and elbow bend. Nothing. The only thing you're doing is maintaining it and rotating the chest. All right, where players go off is they'll get to the top and they don't rotate the chest. They'll just kind of throw their arms down like that and kind of stand up. All right, so you lose your posture and you have no forward bend and side bend to maintain your angles. That's what you need. All right, you get to the top here, you maintain your forward bend. You watch the best players in the world, they go lower and they add side bend. There's side bend. All right, where players go off as they get taller on the downswing and stand up, typically because their swing direction is into them. All right, so you got to get your swing direction correct first. All right, we're not going to talk about that in this tip. All right, but what you really got to do is get to the top here, increase your forward bend and side bend so you can maintain those angles. All right, super important. Boom. Rotate, rotate, rotate. All right, you got to keep rotating the chest. That's where the magic is. In your side bend and forward bend. Now players are like, oh, Christina, I feel like I'm going to chunk it if I get this low. And you will if your chest stops rotating. That's why you keep rotating, so you don't chunk it. All right, if you stop and you just throw your arms down, yeah, you're gonna chunk the heck out of it. It's gonna be your pal right here, the tee. All right, so this is something you can do in the backyard. All right, you'll have a bunch of tees, and then you'll groove the move. And then you'll start incorporating balls, but only when you're ready. You'll know when you're ready to hit a ball. And then when you go to the range, again, if this is new for you, you gotta be patient. I'm always working on this. All right, wasn't what I learned when I learned the game, this move, and I love this move. Bang, I love this move. All right, so I'm always working on it. Always. Because your old habits always want to sneak back. All right, so I would recommend going slow, really rotate the chest, and strike the tee. And strike the tee. All right, then do it with a ball. Only when you're ready. Make sure you reset it. Don't forget to reset it. All right, so when you have a ball here, your brain wants to load the old program, so keep rotating the chest. Keep rotating the chest. All right, the more you can rotate the chest, the deeper you can keep these angles. Just focus on the chest rotation with the side bend. That's where the magic is. You really want to know where the magic is. It's here in Sedona. That's Sedona Golf Resort. Look at this view. I just got to turn around just for a second. Look at the view I'm looking at. Look at that. It's like sensational here. I host my camps here. You guys got to come. Right now, let's create some forward bend, side bend to maintain the trail hand, wrist hinge, and side. To maintain the trail hand, wrist hinge, and elbow bend. Deep into the downswing. Come more pars. Come more pars. All right, when you do that, when you have the ball here, all right, you gotta exaggerate everything to the point of ridiculous. I'm not gonna lie to you. All right, so you gotta get down here like this. All right, that's what you gotta feel when you're making your swing. Way down here. Trust me, you're gonna be up here, but you need to feel this, even to get a little in the real swing. That's just the way it works. Now just keep rotating the chest and release the club head and you won't chunk it. If you stop rotating, you will chunk it. I tell you, you could play with this. I mean, it might be a little awkward, but if you're just practicing by yourself, you know, it's great to take it, once you've had some range time, take it to the course, you know, when it's quiet, like right now, you know, and play with it. You know, maybe you can go out by yourself or something. Come to camp, learn new skills, meet new pals, and yep, get more pies.